All right, ladies and gentlemen. So you are joining me in the middle of a struggle. I am trying to change to get this. I know. I think I know how to do it. I need to. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna have to lift this. I can't see camera. Oh, the controls sometimes on this game. All right, there we go. I'm gonna lift this up and drag it over the top because it lets go when you change trucks. No, I don't. For crying out loud, lower the gate, lower the crate. No, yep. Yeah, it's a solo night, Micah. It's too late for Micah. Yep, that just happened. Why? Why? What the? Why did the anchors put themselves away? Oh, God. Okay, can we start over? Thank you. God almighty. Okay, activate the anchor. Let's have the crane go up. Okay, now the camera's not being stupid anymore. How do I make the arm go up? That should be raised and lower, right? Okay. There's no way that this trailer weighs more than my crane truck. Okay, all I'm doing is trying to do is return this trailer. Okay, that should do it. Okay, now we're going to change truck over to the Kenworth. And I'm going to attach the trailer. Ta-da! That's all I wanted to do. It was that simple. Took like half an hour, but we did it. All to sell this trailer. We got this from either Micah or somebody who was on last time. And now we're going to back this thing up. And I'm not going to take this truck. But we are going to take our small bed setup Russian truck here. This little guy. This little truck of mine. The Tega. And I'm going to buy a small wood trailer. I think there might already be one over on our map. You know what? We'll just grab another one. Because I need it here. Though I could go across and bring it back. I don't know. That's right. Small log trailer. Those are medium logs, right? Do they have that's a log trailer. That's for mediums. I don't think there's a short one, is there? And that's for long. Okay, so I guess we just have to do it by hand. I know, right? It is quiet tonight. The audio is okay on the stream, though, right? It's just, no one's talking. What the heck? Well, it is late, though. We started like 2 hours later than I normally start. And unfortunately, that's how it's going to be probably until we have some radio silence when I go dead. So when we go into the moving phase of my life, there's probably going to be a lot of silence. But I have a feeling that it's still going to be probably another month before that happens. We got probably 2 more weeks of housework, and then it's going to be, I'd say, a week from when the final house thing gets finalized. If we do sell it right away, that's when I'll start packing all this stuff up, and I'll have a week to get out of the house. So, yes. Yeah, like you have to have the same DLCs that I'm using. That's correct. That's right. We have Louie and Big Tall Man. So just in case Big Tall Man misbehaves, Louie's here to stop him. Just in case. Just in time. No, I don't believe so. I think it just has to do... Maybe not even. I don't know. I don't know, Louis. That's a good question. I think you have to have the same maps, but you might not. I don't know. If it's multiplayer, you might just be able to connect. I'm not sure. That's something you'd have to look up, because most of the people that I play with keep theirs up to date. So it's never been an issue, but... It's okay. Honestly, I didn't go very far into it. That's one of the ones we need to finish, but it's 4 maps. So it's a big chore. That said, the maps are a little bit easier because they're flatter, drier, like they're not real mountainous. So I do like that aspect of it, Big Tall Man. All right, we just need to go over there again. This log station does not support it. So basically take the road to the warehouse. There's a road to the warehouse. That's right. And immediately into the muck. I think I drove the wrong way out. Oops. Oops. The shifter isn't going to work, Big Tall Man. They don't support shifters. But your wheel will, and it's a good experience. It's just the shifting doesn't work. The shifter worked with spin tires and Mud Runner, though, but not with SNOWRUNNER. They screwed it all up. Though I suppose you could set the shifter to go to the different gears. So. Oh, no, there. Okay, that's good to know, Craig. Thank you. No, that's pretty cool. So it's kind of like the Hunter. If the person that's hosting it owns the DLC, then everybody else gets to use it. And I like that. That's a pretty good idea. Oh, crap. This truck doesn't do so good in the deep mud. Come on, baby. Hi, wifey poo. Mr. Rural Pilot, how are you? That was not a good New Zealand accent. That sounded more Australian. And it was bad even for that. How are things up north and west? PS5 Pro, $700. Is that what the new thing? They didn't really add anything new to it. That's pretty good. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. That means you can get some rest now. Things will slow down once do you have to do field work now, like return the fields, or do you wait for a little bit to do that? Two weeks of hauling straw bales, okay. You only turn them in spring, okay. I mean, that sounds like a PC thing there, Big Tall Man. Oftentimes, that's what we see. I remember like trying to go from like a 486, DX5, or DX50 to a DX, 466 or whatever, and it was like $800 for the one chip and $500 for the other, and it was literally like a 10% boost in performance. But if you had the 50, it actually sometimes was faster because I think the bus ran at 100 instead of 66 or something like that. I don't know. Also, it's got some stripes, some racing stripes. That's slick. What a waste. The R9 390 is still $300. I mean, yikes. It was a good car many, many years ago, but it's not really competitive anymore. Oh, spattered in the mud. Jeez, oh Pete, no thanks. That's why I don't buy that's jeez. Oh, the 550 XT. God, that's another old card. I know. I used to have one. I got one in my basement still somewhere, probably. The 380 fried. That's why I had to get the 390. $55 XT. Yours has almost died. Mine's has died. Uh-oh. No, can we collect to something further away? There we go. Yeah, we found a really cool property in Arizona that my wife and I are... Tell you what, if we get enough money from the sale of my house, we're just going to buy the property. It's got electricity on it already. It'll need water and septic. We'll have to put a water tank on it and then have water delivered. But it's a really nice property, and it sits like right under some mountains. It's about 2 hours outside of Tucson, kind of in the lower mid-east of Arizona. The nearest big city is either, we can't decide, my wife and I have been arguing about how we think it's pronounced, it's either Bowie or Bowie. And it's about an hour and a half north of Mexico. But what a view in the yard. What a view. It's not that we don't want to go to Wyoming, but Wyoming is expensive, Louie. It's Bowie? No, there's no way it's Bowie. Really? Big tall man's leaving Illinois? What? Where are you going? Or big boy... Oh, the train. Sorry. They say Bowie? Oh, interesting. I thought you were talking about yourself. Big boy. Geez, we got 14 viewers and 2 chatters. Where's everybody? Craig came in for a minute. My wife did too. This is what happens around between 11 and midnight. Everybody stops chatting. And then at about 1 o'clock in the morning, people start talking again. Oh, yeah, that's right. Whirl came in too. He's lurking. Like Bowie. That's how we would say it. Like David Bowie. But you could also say Bowie. To me, Bowie makes the most sense, and that is how David Bowie's name is spelled. But I don't know. Oh, the game Terra Life. Oh, yeah. I don't think Louis is going to be building anything for us, but I mean, it'd be great. But but did you go see Big Boy? Get out of here! Oh my God. Ugh. I'm annoyed with myself because I didn't move the rabbit cage today, and now there's flies in my office again. Ah, Scandinavia. Yeah, I'm not much of a carpenter myself. Oh, 5 hours is a pretty long journey to see Big Boy, but it might be a once in a lifetime thing. But it's probably over by now, right? That's probably a pretty long journey for BTM. This came out here. Do I want to go back to the road? Probably. Let's see. I'll go this way. Micah would know. He's probably already in bed. I didn't start till 11 o'clock. I figured it'd be rude of me to text him and be like, "Hey, you want to play?" And he's like, going to bed, dude." This truck does do a great job with the small lumber, though. Like, this truck, it's really designed for this stuff. These Russian trucks and lumber. Oh. That is, Louis is a... So is your truck all blowed up, Louis, or did you get it working again? Screw that, dude. Get him up. My God, my God, my God. Don't forget, because he's handicapped, his mom would have to be up also. It's one of the reasons why he has to call it around 11. He's like, yeah, it's kind of rude of me to make my parents stay up that late. Did you have to buy it, Louis, or was it under warranty? No warranties of the 20-year-old truck, right? All right, we need to see. Oh, God, this is going all the way over there. No. Oh, what a pain in the butt. I should have brought 2 trucks. Oh, well. That stinks, man. All right, we're going to go by the gas station and stay on the road for as long as we can. I need to change the front brakes on Mark's car. I don't have money for it, though. I was hoping I would, and then... Well, I've got work coming in, though, so hopefully I'll have money, but they need to be done sooner than later. I still got to figure out what I'm going to do with that stupid truck, man. I almost forgot about that. Dang it. I don't want to bring it down here because I'm leaving, so it's like I don't know what to do with it. Anybody want a truck? Just got to pick it up. No, it is not insured. No. All it's got is the title. No motor, no gas, no tires. It's got wheels, but the tires are all flat. It is not insured, though. Oh, I was going to say, I think he's asking because set the truck on fire. Now that would sort of be insurance fraud. And now that it's on video, I definitely could never do that. But I would never do that anyway. Sniper in a turbo. Cigars and a pancake? Yeah, that's weird. Shiitake mushrooms. I gotta... That is way steeper than it looks on the map. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. At some point, I'll have to visit Jawa, though, because I'm going to be over in his territory. If we move out to Arizona. Or should I specifically say southern Arizona? Fudgicles. Is this the way out? Nope. Okay. This is why I always make it day, because I can't see, and then the video looks terrible too. There's roads down there, but I can't seem to get to them from here. Shiitake. Get a tank of NOS. So I think that's the route then. We have to go down and around by the river. Oh, what a pain in the butt. Ugh. What does this have? Is that 2 shorts? No, 3 mediums. Dang. Fudgicles. Okay, well, we're going to have to go around. And I don't... This sucks. No, I had it insured for a little while, and then I stopped insuring it, so because it wasn't running. So I was like, well, why bother insuring it? And even if I did, I'd just carry liability, but... What's up, Jay? All right, Jay, so we're looking at a property in Bowie. Is that how you say it, or is it Bowie? Like bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay? Or is it Bowie, like Louis said? Like Bowie, like Louis? It's in Cochise County. Right near Apache Pass. No idea. There's some mountains in the backyard. Literally, we're 5 minutes from mountains that are 7,000-foot mountains. Then there's a road, like a mountain pass, a dirt road that goes up into the mountains. B-O-W-I-E, like bow tie, but with no T. It's Apache Pass. Arg. It looks beautiful there. There's mountains and cactus and sand, but it's green too because it gets rain. I was like, this would be perfect. Yeah, like David Bowie. That's why I was calling it Bowie. Like David Bowie. Major Tom. Under pressure. Or the Bowie knife, that's right. Where is my executioner? Off with your head! Do not advertise on my channel, you piece of garbage. Where's Red Alpha when you need him? Louis, way to go. Report him as a bot. And you're searching, okay. Under pressure. Well, we've almost tipped twice, but nary a tip have we experienced. Thankfully, the frame rates keep freezing, making it much easier. Louis got some mod. Yay, good job banning Marshmallow. Doosh, goof, kush, boom. You tried to ban it even though you're not a mod. You're like, I can do this. I know, quick draw, Red Alpha. That's late. He's probably a sleepy by now. He's been going to bed earlier lately. Yep. Okay, so we're headed down the right path here. Nope. Nope. Whoa, where does that go? Oh, that's the road that goes nowhere. There is a road that goes nowhere. Oh, the snow's got us. Oh. Is everybody having a good time tonight? Off-road trucking in the house tonight. Sorry. Trucking people are having a good time. Wait, you used to build drag cars? Like drag racers? That would be lots of fun. Modified stock drag cars. So like Chevys and Fords that were like that would be fun. 1,500 horsepower engine. There you go. Come on, baby. Oh, jeez. Not good. Satisfactory is satisfactory. So is this their 1.0 release? Is that finally out? I never get very far. My wife and I always start games and we never finish them on that game. So we'll get like a minor factory built and then we're like, yeah, we'll come back tomorrow. And then we go to bed and then never play again. And by the time I want to play again, she's already started. She's like, oh, let's start a new map. And I'm like, no, God, But then we try to go back to a factory that we've already built. We can't remember where anything is. And yeah, you have to. It's one of those games that you'd have to really stick with for a while. I don't know. When I leave, it's gonna rock my channel's world. And I'm kind of thinking of changing formats a little bit because this isn't working. My YouTube channel is so dead right now. I mean, we're getting views, but 3 years ago we were getting 2, 3, 4,000 views of video. Now I'm down to 200 or 300 views of video, and I'm not saying it's not worth my time. I'm still doing it because there was a time before that where I wasn't making any money and I was still doing it. So, but it's not like a profession any longer. So I almost feel like just doing something where I'll play my summer car for 3 weeks and then we'll release a bunch of videos and then we'll play Farm Sim for a month straight. You know what I mean? And just stick to that game. We'll stick to SNOWRUNNER for a month and try to get it finished. You know what I mean? Just working harder on playing through one game and then moving on to the next. Because right now the mixy match thing is not really working. And I think people get irritated because they want to see the next episode or whatever. And sometimes it takes me forever to get those out. So I'm feeling like it would be better to just go through a game, play it a whole bunch, get a bunch of content, and then I can release it on YouTube every week, have a schedule because I've already done it months ago. That's one of the things I'm thinking of trying. We're also looking at doing more vlogging. Obviously, as we get ready to leave, we're going to have all kinds of issues that we're going to run into. But I feel like I should be recording some of it, which I'm not right now because I'm just stressed. But hopefully it gets better. Okay, we need one more short log. Is it worth going back across all that or just resetting? Right, we'd have to do like a month's worth of streams every night, hammering SNOWRUNNER until it's done. I feel like we should just drive back. We'll get to the gas station just fine. But if I tip, I'll just reset. Oh, that's cool. Cool, big tall man. This is going to wreck up the truck. You said cool. Oh, shoot. I forgot to move the kids' laundry along. Well, once I'm done with this mission, we'll take a break, and I'll have to take a 5-minute break and move some laundry along. Sometimes more traction is more. More wheel speed is less. Now, I know Micah wants to do all the side missions. But I think if I can get this Up in the Mountains mission done, I think I might call it a wrap on this map. Because I'm very ready to move on to the next one. And I don't really feel like doing all the little side missions. I don't care that much about them. And they don't really give us anything aside from a couple $1,000. So we can always, sneak back in here and get them done later. I know that'll bug the crap out of Micah. But for sake of moving the series along, I think, let me see real quick here. I think this is the last big mission. Those are all done. Yep, this is it. This is it. This is the last mission. So once we finish, we could be done with Maine tonight. I think that's what I'm going to call it. And if Micah wants to come back, we can do that like on stream, but off YouTube maybe. There you go. It's a good way to make money if you know how to do it. This part we should be able to fly through. I was trying to get all the United States maps done first, and then going back and finishing Russia. I would say that we are almost done with the United States. Maine was one of them. I think we still have North Carolina to do. And then we also have the Tennessee map that needs to get done. I've heard nightmares about Tennessee, but hopefully we can get it done fairly quickly. It's going to go this way. Where are we? Oh, that would have been faster, actually. Right? Let's see where this goes. Actually, I want to see where this goes. I'm going to go to the right. Yeah, Tennessee is... Yeah, my son hated it. He did Tennessee and he hated it. Yep, I have the Chernobyl DLC, and I never really did it. It was difficult because you had radiation zones that you had to stay out of, and the truck would take damage when you went into them. So you had to really watch the radiation zones. But sometimes you had to go into them. Louis ain't old enough to drink Hennessy. By the way, I need to text my son, so give me a second here. Hey, Seth, don't forget about tomorrow morning. Crap. Hey, Seth, don't forget about tomorrow. I should be there around 11:30. Let's see what the boy says. Tennessee, man. That is... Does anybody drink? Does that even still exist? I don't think that's how it's spelled either, but maybe it is. Was it Genesee? Hennessy? What was the... You sip it. Thanks, Nooper. It's put him down as Cowper. I said Nooper and it said Cowper. Welcome to the channel, by the way. Irukul. It's whiskey. It's whiskey in a jarro. All right, so here we go. This is the road less traveled or not traveled ever. It'll take us up behind the watchtower, which I think is over. Did we already go past it? Oh, we went past it already. Problem is we're going to pass the gas station, so. Oh, there's the road. Oh, yeah, I see where this comes in. Oh, nice. Okay. And it takes us to what used to be a house. The question is, how do we get down? We can get down here, but we can't get back up. So, okay, well. I've got to make a decision. Survey says we need to stop at the gas station before I go back and get more. Okay, so Hennessy is whiskey? Okay. So then am I just thinking this wrong, or is Genesee also a beer? Or is that just a name in my head that I made up? It's probably a name. I don't drink, so I don't know these things well. I only get glimpses. I've been a little tipsy once in my life, and that was from one large beer. All right. Let's get some more logs. All right, kids, let's go to the... I just choked on my coffee. All right, kids, let's go to the other map and get some more logs. Ooh. People in the woods like those short logs. We gotta make sure we keep them supplied. No, not yet, anyway. Maybe when I get out west, I'll do a drunk convoy. Oh, it's Barney. Hey, kids. We're Goofy and Barney together. Blarney. Gloofy. Let's go to the lowland. Wait a minute, where'd everybody go? We just had like 18 viewers, and now we're back down to 13. Oh, my numbers are sucking tonight. But you guys are all here, so that's all that matters. Let's see. I came across this river. I need to get the logs from over there. And Urkel just got here. Is it like Urukai, like Urkel? Or is it supposed to be like Urkel, like Steve? Like, did I do that? I love the name, by the way. It's cool. It reminds me of a certain Star Citizen website, Urkel's. Don't overthink it. Okay. You can ask my viewers. I always do. Let's see here. So you got Cameo and Rural to show interest in getting I mean, I've never been drunk, so I don't know what would happen if I got drunk. And considering my health and stuff, it probably is just not the best idea. But that said, it might be kind of fun to get a little tipsy and try to do a trucking stream. Oh, it's already been done? Okay, well. I don't know if it would fit the family-friendly theme of my channel, at least on the YouTube side of things, but it actually kind of could be enlightening. Oh, God. The road just ended. Oh, no, there it goes. Okay. Yes, they were speaking of you and Big Tall Man and Louie getting drunk and doing an ATS stream. That's... I can imagine the accidents that happened. Usually the way things go when people drink, they all think it's funny, but everybody else watching from the outside is just like, oh my God. You're a Karahala. I'm just curious, where does it come from? It's probably like Irukel. I'm just going to call you Urkel. It's close enough. She might. Oh, no. I'm whooshing away. Oh, no. Oh, no. And Michael would have said, I told you not to go that side, because he did tell me to go on the other side of these rocks, and I totally forgot. It's okay, though. We got the ground. We got this ground. I got this winch. Is it anything like Postal or My Summer Car? You guys remember the whiskey that you can drink, the bottle of whiskey you can drink in My Summer Car? Dualies in back, drag tires in front. Ah, I like that. How we get our names, right? Mine's really easy. I was in a band called Volatile Blue, and I played guitar. And ever since then, I've been a V-Blue guitar. That was like 30 years ago. Drunk My Summer Car stream. Yeah, that's an accident waiting to happen. Oops. And we've got our second and last final load after an hour of driving. Crazy, almost. Just to get this dang thing done. It's insane how long it takes to do this. All right, I'm not sure how we're going to do this, but I think we need to go on this side, is what Micah said. So we're going to head this way. Oh, yeah, I can see the rocks. Oh. I don't know, yeah, but I've never been drunk ever. So, considering the fact that like I get a buzz from taking cough medicine, like I don't even take that stuff because I don't like the feeling I get. Yeah, that was much better going around the outside. It's almost like it was designed to do that. I think it would affect me pretty heavily. I mean, pretty much. Allergy meds, not so much, though I will say Sudafed. Oh, in fact, no, that's not true because... So, I think I told you this, guys. I've told you guys this story before, but I took one of those Mucinex DMs, and I was having allergy problems, and I took one because I was having, like, it was getting into my chest. And unbeknownst to me, what I really needed was a steroid, like a steroidal breather, Because when my allergies are triggered, I just need one whiff of those and it clears me up and it fixes my throat starts to close and that opens it back up. But I was trying to do it the home medication way, and I used a one or two, I think, over the ones. Yeah, they all put me to sleep. And it was early in the morning and I was congested and I had church, like to play the guitar at church. So I got up and I took this Mucinex DM, and man, I got on the stage and we got through practice and everything fine, and then we started playing for the service, and oh, there you go. Yeah, well, I'm supposed to be V Blue Guitar on YouTube too, but then they changed it back to Arthur Chapman, so I'm okay either way. It's fine. I don't mind being called either or, but it is confusing. I do put my description or my link to Twitch into every video description, but I always forget to mention that, like, hey, this is the Twitch channel. Once in a while I'll remember it, but anyway, so I took this Mucinex and I'm on stage and we're playing the first set, and literally the entire church starts to spin, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm in the space shuttle, and I felt so dizzy, and I made it through the set and like stumbled off stage, and went to the back of the church, and I was like, Zach, I am like, I don't know if I can do the second service. Like, I'm literally spinning. And he's like, hold on. He's like, I just got these, like some hash browns and of those egg sliders from McDonald's. What are they called? The McBreakfast sandwiches, whatever they are, the egg McMuffins. He's like, would you like a McMuffin and one of these? Like, try to eat something. And he's like, I have some orange juice. So I had orange juice and a McMuffin and a hash brown. And it did slow it down. But for the next week, I was dizzy. And I asked my neighbor who was a nurse, and she was like, oh no, like some people have like a massively bad reaction to Mucinex. You are not alone in that. Like, a lot of people get like super sick, like dizzy sickness from it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. She's like, some people can take it and they're fine, but it's a known thing with Mucinex that it can actually cause people to like. She's like, it will take 2 or 3 days for it to get out of your system, and I'm just like, wow, that is just crazy that a decongestant can knock you so loopy. But some people like that feeling, like that's the Pink Floyd, like, hello, is there anybody in there? Yeah. Well, anyway, it's good to have you here, Erical. Welcome to the channel, or to the YouTube section, or the Twitch. Oh my God, the Twitch section of my channel. I'm glad to have you here, and hopefully we'll have some fun tonight as we finish up this mission, and then I'll probably maybe we'll finish the side missions too while we're here in a separate or non-recorded session. But I do have to do laundry once I'm done doing this, so I'm gonna take like a 2-minute break. Move the laundry along, and then I'll come back. The good old McMuffin. Is that like McLovin? Wait, the little plane name. What? Pedro? What are we talking about? The little plane name. I don't know what you're talking about, big tall man. Please expound. Could you be more precise? Or concise? I never had an old stream name. Oh, my Steam name. No, that's actually, out of all my names, that's my newest. That's the only reason I did that is because for some reason, they wouldn't let me use V Blue Guitar, and I already had it, and I shouldn't tell you this information, but that's still my Steam username is actually V Blue Guitar, but they made my profile name be something different, so I just picked that because they had a picture of a Fokker DR1, So I used that as my profile picture, and I said, well, how am I going to... I'll call it DR1 Yasta 11, which is the Red Baron's... Yasta is a flight group. He was in flight group 11. Yep, that's the Red Baron. So, but yeah, I didn't... That is actually the newest of all of them, but I wouldn't use it for anything. But V Blue Guitar has been my video gaming name since before we were online playing games. Because it was my email address, like, in the 90s. Back when email was new. And it was new. It was, like, literally V Blue Guitar was like one of my first email addresses. So I think there was, like, an Arthur at yahoo.com or whatever when I was using, or I think, did I have Yahoo? I had Yahoo for a while. And then I think I had a free trial that expired with Yahoo. And then I switched over to Prodigy because it was cheaper. I don't remember what my Prodigy email address was, but then I went to Hotmail, and it was vblueguitar@hotmail.com, and that address is now defunct because I can't remember the password, and I'll never get in there again. But, yeah. Anyway, that's the history of all my names. It's all my names. But I've been pretty much V Blue Guitar forever. And my YouTube channel originally was V Blue Guitar. If you watch my old World of Tanks videos, which is what really started the channel, they say, welcome to the World of Tanks by, according to V Blue Guitar. So World of Tanks according to V Blue Guitar. And that was what I called the series. So that preceded all the farming and the trucking and the other stuff. And the only videos I did before that, which is what launched my channel, was these little RC videos. I was hoping to be RC Superpowers, but I just turned into like RC Regular Power. That was an awful picture from a year ago when I weighed like 100 pounds more than I weigh now. And that was when I had that infection and it made my legs all swollen. Because I was on all kinds of steroids. My legs are back to normal now. I was like, oh, God, why would you post that, honey? Like, what on earth are you thinking? Purple Gypsy Girl 21 at AOL. Yeah, typical 90s email address. No, I'd like to not bring up that photo there, Big Tommy. I'm like, why would you do that to me? Talk about unflattering. And I looked very unhappy in the picture, too. I'm like, why would you do that? My wife. She's trouble. Yeah, because she was taking a picture of me when I didn't want a picture taken. And here we finally make our last trip to the back. 50. We're going to be like right at about an hour to get this done. But it is the last mission on Maine, so for those of you that are watching on YouTube, you can be happy because now we'll be moving on to a new location. I will probably humor Micah and get the last couple missions done. I'll like wait for him and we'll do them together. So we'll have one more stream on this map, and then I will continue and move on to the next map, whatever it is. Hopefully one with less snow. I'm ready to be out of the snow. We've been in a snowy map after snowy map. MSN Messenger. Yeah, I remember using Messenger. Yep. Well, we got Facebook Messenger now, which is almost as good. You've got mail. Those were the good old days. Oh, Clippy. The Microsoft assistant. Yeah. He was freaking annoying. Every time I built a new computer for work, that stupid thing would pop up and we'd have to turn it off. Talk about wasting compute cycles. Oh, yeah, yeah, we had those. Now, and my grandma did that. She was confused. All right. We are almost there. Just 100 more yards or so to the finish line. Nary a football field length. And finally the sun goes down on another map. Slowly but surely we've checked off another one. This one took a good... Gosh, I want to say we started working on Maine before Javius got sick. So at least 3 months we've been working on this. Oh, it never ends. I just remember getting DSL and being like, hallelujah. And then I tried to stream a video and it was still like, and I'm like, what? Because it still was not even close to being enough. But it was like a meg up and a meg down. It was insane speed. Not a gig, a meg. It's gonna be interesting to see what we end up getting when we're out west. Like if it's gonna be Starlink. It depends. I mean, I still had customers even like 5 years ago that were on DSL. So yes. And with that, we are done with Maine. At least the main story of Maine. Mike and I are going to move on to the next map. So the next time you guys on YouTube see us, we will be working the next map. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. And we will see you next time. Bye.